I gave up a promotion to come home. Not just any promotion, but the promotion. The kind that defines careers. More money, more influence, a new title, and a step closer to the life I'd spent years building toward. My boss was surprised. My colleagues tried to talk me out of it. But I'd already made up my mind. My mother had called. Just a short, quiet conversation, barely a few sentences. "Things are getting hard," she had said. "It would be good to have you around." So I packed my bags. I told myself it was the right thing to do. Family comes first. I repeated that like a mantra during the flight home, over the buzz of the engines and the ache in my chest. When I arrived, the house looked older than I remembered. The same white porch with the creaking swing. The same scent of pine trees in the air. But everything felt different, heavier somehow. Inside, I found chipped tiles, leaky faucets, and boxes stacked in corners like ghosts of forgotten years. My father, always proud and stoic, looked smaller now, sunken into his chair. My mother's energy had dulled. And yet, despite all that needed doing, my return barely rippled the surface. I started fixing things the very next day. Not because anyone asked, but because someone needed to. The kitchen sink leaked every time you turn it on. The railing on the porch wobbled dangerously. The attic was stuffed to the ceiling with dust and broken furniture. I replaced light bulbs, oiled hinges, and filled trash bags until my hands ached. Meanwhile, my sister drifted in and out of rooms like a guest. She lived there most of the time, claiming she helped, but I saw the truth. She spent her days shopping online, posting curated photos, planning new throw pillows and aesthetic bookshelves, none of which she paid for, but all of which were praised. My mother complimented her style. My father smiled at her efforts. I scrubbed mold from the bathroom tile for 3 hours one day. No one noticed. Another day, I spent 8 hours resealing the windows and fixing the broken heating duct. I came in, sweaty and covered in insulation dust, only to be told I tracked dirt across the carpet. My mother asked if I could be more careful. I swallowed the sting, told myself it didn't matter, that I wasn't here for praise. But it did matter. Every time I passed by my sister lounging on the couch, legs tucked neatly under her, laughing softly at something on her phone while I bent, climbed, repaired, hauled, and lifted, something inside me began to shift. I wasn't angry at her. I was angry at myself for expecting something different, for thinking that showing up would count. Every family has its dynamics, its unspoken roles. Mine had always been the reliable one, the fixer, the responsible child. My sister had been the delicate one, the creative spirit, the sensitive soul. Somehow, in our parents' eyes, her forgetfulness was endearing. My independence, by contrast, made me cold. Her chaos was part of her charm. My order was seen as rigidity. I realized I had come back thinking I could shift the weight. That maybe, just maybe, all these acts of service would be enough. That my love would finally be seen in action. But the truth was clear. My sister was still the favorite. I didn't begrudge her that. Not anymore. Favoritism isn't always about who deserves more. Sometimes it's just the lens through which people choose to see you. And once they've placed you in a certain light, it's hard for them to see the shadows, or the effort, or the exhaustion behind your smile. Weeks passed. The house started to look better. The roof had new shingles. The pipes no longer whined. The back fence stood straight for the first time in years. But the atmosphere never changed. No words of thanks. No acknowledgement. Only more suggestions. More reminders. More comparisons. You know, your sister had a great idea for the curtains. She's so thoughtful. Always knows how to brighten a space. You should ask her for help next time. She has such a good eye. I didn't answer. I just nodded and kept working. But the weight got heavier. Not from the tasks, but from the silence. From the way I had erased parts of myself to fit a mold. From the realization that I could burn myself out entirely and still be invisible in their eyes. I started waking up tired. I ate less. I smiled less. I avoided mirrors. One evening, I sat on the porch looking out at the trees. The air smelled like autumn. Dry leaves, faint smoke, and memory. I thought about my apartment in the city, empty now. I thought about the job I had turned down, the friendships I had put on pause, the version of me I had left behind. And I asked myself, who was taking care of you? No one was. That night, I decided to leave. I didn't announce it. I didn't create drama. I packed quietly, left a note on the kitchen table, thanking them for letting me stay and wishing them well. No blame, no resentment, just space. There was no phone call, no message asking why, no questions, only silence. And oddly, that silence was kind. It gave me the room to grieve what never was, and to begin again without needing their permission. Because sometimes love isn't about staying. It's about knowing when to go, when to stop trying to earn what should have been freely given, when to choose yourself, not out of bitterness, but out of grace. Some people are so used to your help, they forget it's a choice. And when you finally choose to stop giving, they call you selfish, not realizing how long you've been giving without return. I left the house, but I didn't leave with anger. I left with clarity. You can love people from afar. You can forgive without returning. You can care deeply without sacrificing yourself. And maybe that's the most powerful kind of love there is.